shirt is that?
It's the one of one shirt, the Innovate Hampton Road shirt.
Okay. There you go. Black t-shirt. Thursday is back, better than ever. Today we get to have a fun memory lane back 30 days.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah,
a little bit of a hot streak that our today's guest is on, that's what we like to see.
And my favorite part is now I get to ask him questions about something I've been thinking about buying, and he just bought one. So I've been thinking about buying a Whoop band. I know this is not what you expect to be the first question, but I need to know. Okay, so like, why did you buy it? Like, because you said you have a Garmin that's good for golf, but you got the Whoop Life, which is like the new kid on the block, if you will.
Yeah, I have some friends that have it, and I always wear a watch on my left hand, even though I'm a left-hander, which you typically wear a watch on your right. And I was like, I don't know if I want to have two things, a watch on my left and the Whoop band on my right all the time. And you're supposed to, the better data, the more you wear it, the better data, right? So they're like, you have to wear it 24/7. I'm like, in the shower, anytime you do anything? And they're like, yes, all the time. The more you wear it, the better data. So they used it, and I kind of like, I don't know, like, I already do check-ins. I do all these doctor evaluations, but then I love data. I like the data side. And it's really cool. Really, I guess the best part for me is the sleep, because I know I don't get enough sleep, and it digs down into your REM sleep, your light sleep, your deep sleep, which is really cool. And then it suggests.
But so does Garmin. So like, how is that different? Yeah.
Well, my Garmin didn't do that. I don't. So on Whoop's website, you can look at the peak, life, and then there's a third one. I forget what it's called.
Crappy.
It doesn't have as many check boxes.
Cheap. Yeah.
But I like tracking all of that, and I have my iPhone and track the steps and all that. And I'm not a big step tracker, but I like the sleep data it gives you and the longevity. It tells you like what age your current data is like. So I'm 45. I'm hoping it says my health and all the data it says is 38 or 35, so I can feel really good.
When do you get that first data point? Like when do you learn how old you are?
I think it's 5 to 7 days of data that they need, and then
we're on day 3.
Aggregates it all. Yeah, we're on day 3.
Okay.
So hopefully I'm going to be talking to you long after this, and it doesn't say, actually, you're about 65.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm giving it a shot. 2 of the guys in my 6-person group, all of us went in on it, and him and I just said, we'll give it a shot for 30 days. We'll see if we like it, see if constantly wearing it is okay, and then we'll check back in. So
apparently the Apple Watch has a new thing called the Apple Watch something 3 or 4.
Okay.
I was looking at it last night, but I don't care about all the notifications on the phone. Like I don't want that, or on the watch. Like I don't want that. So like I feel like it's built towards that.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not a watch guy, so spending that much money on a watch, I'm like, But yeah, Tim loves his, I think.
Oh, Tim, you have a Whoop?
No, I don't have a Whoop. I Apple Watch for to track running and exercise. But I will say that if you're interested in the sleep data, the 8 Sleep mattress cover is a change. It's a game changer in terms of like it will track all of that data, but it will warm and cool your mattress to help you increase, REM or deep sleep or whatever. And like every day it will give you, hey, you had this many minutes. We adjusted the temperature this degree or that degree in order to increase your sleep quality. And it's just, it's super cool in the sense of, wife.
So that goes over the mattress?
Yeah.
Okay. What are we talking about? How much?
Oh, they're expensive.
Like $3,000. Yeah, but the thing is, man, sleep is so important, man. Like for me, like one of the things that I do not like to do is getting into like wintertime, getting into a cold bed. That thing is already preheats the mattress, for you. So, and it will give you a push notification saying, hey, Tim, your bed's ready. And it's just like, come home to daddy. Come home to daddy.
That's
But
funny. How do you clean that? Just standard wash machine?
well, so it's
more like a mattress protector style.
yeah. So there's a mattress protector on top of that, but
Got it.
it's.
What's more expensive, your bed or the cover? The mattress or the cover?
Good question.
That is a good question. I don't know. I mean, I've had it for, I don't know,
A long time.
I think ours is a 3, and I think that they just released the 5. But
that's a great question, Zach, because I've got a mattress recently over the last couple of years, and I like a little firmer bed, but my wife likes a little softer bed. So, being a nice, kind person, I was like, let me go on the softer side. And now most mornings I wake up, my back's a little sore. And I looked at the Sleep Number and all those, the purple mattress, I think it's called, or purple something.
Oh,
the bed in the box. Yeah. I bought a bed in the box about 2 years ago. Very skeptical. But I like it. Seems to
our son, that's what we got him. Well, not the purple one, but got him one of the packaged mattresses from Costco, and or not Costco, but IKEA, and that's what he took.
Wasn't the bed in the box thing created here? Isn't Lisa the creator of that stuff, or they just?
I thought that was it. Yeah,
down by the ocean there.
Apparently, they got acquired.
Yeah, they took off like crazy. I've heard a lot about that. That's fantastic.
Okay,
great story.
Absolutely. All right, so JJ Garofalo, not to be confused with whatever that other one is, so I don't even say it.
I was like, don't even say it. I know the.
Yeah. So we met you at the Startup World Cup officially, and John Paris, who friend of the program, introduced us. So it was great to meet you there. Had a strong showing there. Daughter caught the first pitch, the inaugural first pitch ever done.
That was the whole night was really nerve-wracking, but that was also very nerve-wracking as well.
Why? Because you left the stage and I didn't know who to pick?
Well, no, we knew. No, we already made the pick, and that was.
I know.
And they were making their way up to the stage, but that was the whole thing. Was like the night as people were entering the theater was, all right, who in the crowd is young that we could bring up on stage. And so then when I saw JJ with his wife and kids, was like, there we go, and they agreed.
Wow.
But there was just
I was just gonna say, because she, I have 3 daughters. She's our middle one, her 10-year-old, and 13-year-old, and 6-year-old. And you saw me, Tim. I had to sort of convince her to do it. We don't play ball. We play soccer. She does cheer. She does ballet. She does dance. She does all sorts of things. But she's a quick learner. Goodness, she got it. I was so nervous that she wasn't going to get it.
But there was like, and then the funny thing was that we didn't go over the part of, all right, once you catch the ball, it's yours. And then she threw it back to Riptide, and Riptide's field of vision in that thing is like that big. And so then everyone was like, oh, I hope that he's able to catch this in return, which he did. But
I don't think this is the daughter who caught it. I think this is your other daughter.
Yeah, that's my.
But there's the ball in the air.
Yeah.
Tim noticed this, like everyone watching the ball.
Everyone's eyes are just totally focused on the ball that is mid-air.
And Tim is actually right here. I don't know if you can see him. Riptide's big caboose is blocking him. Okay. Just want everyone to know. And then I think there's another picture of them somewhere. Yep. There we go. Catching it. There we go. And then taking home the ball. There you go.
Yeah, that's Sienna. She did good.
Yeah, that was great. Everything worked out.
Good catch. Yeah. So do you do a lot of pitch competitions? Do you do a lot of getting out there for Attorney Live? Like, what is?
No, that was actually my first pitch. Investors I've done but that's mano a mano. Sometimes it's been 2 or 3 people, but I've also done a lot of presentations in my life, not for Attorney Live, but for other reasons, through volunteering on boards and for a lot of presentations from sales and marketing perspective for companies that I've worked for in the past. But no, that was the first, and especially the large group that we had, first one that I'd done.
So with you launched in 2022?
Yeah, May of 22 is when we went out, we'll call it the beta app, and then officially relaunched after all the learnings and testing in May of 23. So we did basically a year of testing and feedback loops and iterating and developing the next generation of the app that we released in 23.
So for those that aren't familiar, what's the general premise of Attorney Live?
The general premise is the exact same concept that telehealth connected doctors with consumers. I've been in the legal industry for the last almost 2 decades and got off a telehealth consultation, and I was like, you know what? I know this industry, I know this space. I want to build a tele-law app, and it's the exact same concept to connect attorneys with consumers in a mobile app form where they select phone or video chat, and they connect directly with the attorney that specializes in the legal need that they have.
Okay, so when I first heard of this, your description is exactly what I thought, and I was like, "Yep, got it." I was talking to someone yesterday, and it took me like 30 minutes for me to really understand and grasp what they were doing, and I was like, "Look, y'all, like, not trying to be a prick, but most people aren't going to give you 30 minutes to figure out what you do, so you might want to work on that a little bit." Are there reservations for stuff like this, though? Like talking to a doctor, it's like, hey, like I'm coughing, like give me some drugs. In the legal world, people are other lawyers challenging it? Are there people who need to talk to the legal professionals? Like, are they trusting enough of it? Like, what are some of the challenges that you've gone through? What happened in that kind of year where you kind of got to where you are? Like, walk us through that.
So when we first released the beta app, we allowed just to schedule a consultation with an attorney, and the consumer on the mobile app, the mobile user, could pick the day and time exactly when they wanted to be. And being in the industry for 19 years, I should have known better, because attorneys are busy. They're in court, they're on the go, they're meeting with clients, and typically they're not able, unless you had the largest attorney pool and network in the absolute country, able to fulfill those needs. And so the biggest learning was, oh my gosh, these attorneys aren't going to be able to fulfill these, consultation requests via phone or video chat that quick, that fast. And so we quickly had to change the format to where they could pick morning, afternoon, or evening and the day. And it's 2 business days out. So it gives the attorneys in our network more time to look at the consultation details, the notes, and select, yeah, I have the time in my schedule to do that. Which that changed the whole game for us, because when you submit on the mobile app, you can't choose tomorrow. You have to choose 2 business days out. And that also pertains to the weekend, right? So Saturday or Sunday, you can't talk to an attorney at that moment, but you could schedule it for 2 business days out. So essentially that Tuesday. That gave us a lot more room, which actually is how teletherapy and telehealth also started. They were not as instant as they are now, because they didn't have the network and pool of doctors and therapists that they do now. That was a big learning, which is, looking back at all of these different learning experiences, are like, JJ, you should have known that. Being in this industry, you know all about attorneys. You built a national attorney network with another company. So they're like, why did I make those decisions? And part of that is probably because I was just using a very similar concept to the already developed telehealth, teletherapy mobile apps out there.
Yeah, because I guess I was thinking, like I'm curious if you ever even had this case. Someone gets pulled over, they have a cop outside their window of their car, and they're like, man, I got to dial up Attorney Live because I don't, what do I do? Kind of thing. I'm sure that.
So here's what we did. I'm glad you asked that. So here's what we did. After a lot of additional consumer feedback after May of 23, when we officially launched the app that is on the market today, we added an AI-powered legal assistant. And so for 24/7, 365, anyone can go on our app. It doesn't even cost them anything. And they can get guidance from our AI legal assistant that's been obviously very well trained in the expertise of law, and get a little peace of mind. So if they get pulled over, as your example, and they're like, I'm getting pulled over right now, I don't think I was speeding, or there's discrimination, or whatever they want to say to the AI legal assistant, it will respond, react, give them good information and content, and it'll also direct them to the right type of attorney the next morning to reach out to and schedule a consultation to through our app. So that has been a big game changer for us, because it's that 24/7 access, like you said,
Yeah.
pulled over automatically.
Well, it's funny. Like sometimes it's a lazy Saturday, Sunday afternoon. Wife and I will turn on the television.
Oh
We'll
boy.
pull up On Patrol Live, and
Yeah.
it just always is so funny. Where it's just like these people that are pulled over in their car, they think that they know the law better than the law enforcement officers, and it's just like, shut up, just keep quiet. They're giving you a warning, and they talk themselves into a ticket or whatever. And I always think about Attorney Live. It's like, man, it'd be cool if you had some sort of little tool to either dial someone up saying, hey, what do I say here? Do I not say anything? What's the deal? So that's neat that you have that.
Yeah. So added layer to that, we also, of course, have a lot of things on our roadmap for 26 and the end of this year and moving forward in the future. And another one would be sort of an 800 emergency contact for an added layer of talking to an actual attorney right then and there in the moment for the emergency cases like that.
Is there a particular type of law that you focus on? Is it like family? Is it healthcare, whatever, property? Who knows? But is it all verticals, or are you focused on one?
So that's the difference between us and a LegalZoom or Rocket Lawyer that are big names in the country that are well known and recognized. They tend to focus on one area of law, and then you pay, and then you a la carte go from there. Our mobile app covers any and all legal matters, meaning any legal matter an American consumer has, they can select that legal need and get paired up with an expert attorney that specializes in that area of law. And so the most utilized legal cases in the country are wills and estate planning, family law, which is usually custody and divorce cases, real estate closings, traffic matters, and I guess the next would probably be criminal cases. So on our mobile app, the first screen that they see after they push begin consultation scheduling are 10 areas of law. Those are the most utilized areas of law in the country. And I know that from 20 years of being in the legal service industry. If it's not one of those, they click unsure, and there's about 75 other categories of law that are less used. It's like we cover all the things that a general practice doctor would, sort of the attorney and doctor relationship there, analogy. But for the in-depth, more specialized detail, like entertainment management, immigration, things like that are more specialized, are not one of the top 10 most utilized legal services for attorneys in the country.
So just like I need to get an Uber when I have a legal question, I press a button and it sprinkles out into the network. And then does one person accept it during that time? Is this special sauce? Like how does that aspect work?
So I'm glad you mentioned it, Zach, because our attorneys said we're sort of like the Uber for attorneys in the country. And exactly to what you outlined. When our mobile users schedule a consultation, let's say it's family law, it goes out to all of our family law attorneys in that specific state. And it works on a first come, first served basis, just like Uber. And when they get their text message and email communication, our network attorneys, whoever accepts it first gets the case. Another attorney goes in, tries to accept the same case. It says Attorney Live works on a first come, first served basis. The quicker you respond, the more likely you are to get a new client. And it's worked well because there's a rating system too. And some attorneys that we call them power users are higher rated, so they get those notifications sooner and quicker. It's worked really well. And they can see all the consultation notes, and they can see the information if there's a conflict of interest. So for family law, they're going to want to know what party's involved and see if they've ever worked with them. So from that aspect, they get to see the whole picture before they decide whether they want to take on the client or not.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was going to ask about when you have these consultations, is that stuff saved to the cloud or whatever, and then you determine that you want a different attorney, then that stuff all those case notes or whatever it's called, then transfers over to the next attorney?
So
that
Attorney Live, the easiest way to think of it besides the tele-law mobile app is it is a referral and connector network for consumers to attorneys. So when you Tim, if you went on, schedule a consultation for real estate matter, let's say, and you spoke to an attorney, it becomes now you and the attorney client privilege. Meaning when you have that consultation, you have those communications with the attorney, then you can decide if that consultation was enough or you want to retain that attorney and you get a significant 25% off their hourly rate. And so all of that information is stored by the attorney in their own systems, not ours.
interesting. With it being a two-sided marketplace, like what's the attorney's response to this? Yeah, are they happy because they can pick up some extra billable work? Is there like how do you balance? You have too many of this flavor of attorney, but we need to boost up the other flavor. How is it managing the attorney side of the marketplace?
Interesting. Because there's such a large pool of attorneys out there, from younger, associates out of law school to much more tenured and older attorneys that have been practicing law for a long time. And so the first piece of it is we're a huge advantage for a solo practitioner, meaning they're practicing law on their own. They may have a receptionist or a paralegal, but we're really built for solo practitioners, single attorneys, or small firms, meaning 2 to about 5 law attorneys in their law firm. And in doing that, we are not only an advertising channel for them, right? Because to your point, we're bringing them clients based on the area of law that they want to grow their practice in. So they may do family law, real estate, and wills and trusts, and they have enough in 2 of the categories, but not the third one. And so they want to get more wills and trusts done. And so they only sign up to receive those types of requests. So one's the advertising forum. 2 is we have a lot of our mobile users that refer other people to those attorneys because they had a good consultation with them. We also have 4 different partners, and there are different benefits and perks for our attorneys on our network. So Clio is one of them, the largest back-end software in the country. About 250,000 attorneys nationwide use that, and they're global too. And so what that means is they get a group discount to use the Clio platform for their billing, their back-end office, their calendar scheduling, things like that. Smith AI is another partner of ours, and that is virtual receptionist and paralegal support. PandaDoc, very similar to DocuSign, they get group discounted pricing that they couldn't get if they just called them. And then finally, USI Insurance Services, and that is for their liability insurance that all attorneys have to have. And they get, again, group discounted pricing for that. So there are multiple reasons why an attorney would be attracted to our network.
Are you an attorney?
I'm not. And a lot of, even my friends still, after knowing me for 8 years, they have this epiphany and they ask that question. Like, no. I went to Jim
I didn't
Cass
think
University.
so.
Just got a
I thought
business
that
degree. No.
Okay.
I've been in the industry long enough. Even some of my team members here and employees are like, because in the state of Virginia, you can read the law. They're like, you've been doing this for 19 years. You should just take the exam and see where you're at in your knowledge level. I've just been around it a lot. I've worked with attorneys a lot. I know a lot of the terminology, contract language, things like that.
Okay, so you're like that kid from Suits, is what you're telling me. Okay.
Not to his level. That is impressive.
That show went off the rails. It got terrible. I don't know if you've seen it, Tim. It was good for a little while.
We gave up on it. It just, I don't know how far we got into, but we did give up on it.
I have this question, like at networking events. My first question I ask people is, what are you watching on Netflix? I find that it's a good kind of, people watch a lot of TV. And so for a long time, that's what people were telling me, Suits. So I start watching it. I'm like, cool, I'm hooked. And then I'm like, I'm done. Like, this one guy starts getting into mud baths, and I was like, I'm done. Like,
and the thing is, it just tears you. You're torn because you're like, I've invested this much time already. Do I see it to the end? And I just,
yeah, it's like the Fast and the Furious franchise. Like, I mean,
sometimes shows just need to know when to call it quits, and you got to go out on top. And
absolutely. The Simpsons didn't learn that lesson yet. I think they're still producing new stuff.
I think that is the longest running.
Well, it's kind of like
Something.
it's like the globe to look into. We need to know what the future looks like, so that's why we watch The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Because in 2050.
Well, that and South Park. Yeah, I mean, and I don't watch South Park, but I hear an awful lot like that they're able to see into the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I only will jump into a Netflix is typically where I go to a TV show that only has a few seasons because I don't want to jump in when it's been on for 7 seasons. I just don't have that much time. And when I get hooked on a TV show, like you said, Tim, I'm like, I don't care if it gets bad. If I like it initially, I'm all in. I gotta finish it through the end. So like 3 to 4 seasons is my max, unless it's a new TV show.
See, I hate and I do this, but I hate watching a show that's not done yet either, because then I gotta wait for the next season to come out, and I'm like, now I gotta remember what happened over here, and your 2-minute recap ain't good enough. Like,
Right.
It's hard.
Lincoln. Have you guys seen the new Lincoln Lawyer? Well, not new. They just had a new season, but Lincoln Lawyer.
Mm-mm.
So there was the movie, right, with Samuel L. Jackson, but Lincoln Lawyer, the TV show is really good. Of course, I've seen all the attorney TV shows.
I've been watching. There's another new attorney show on USA on Fridays at 10 o'clock. I can't think of what it's called.
Sure.
Anywho, okay, so you went to JMU, is that correct?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you were a Duke.
Yeah.
Was their football program trash then, or were they good? Okay.
It was trash.
And now have they been decent since what's his name?
They're 2-1.
I graduated in 2004. And yeah, they didn't have close to the stadium they have. I mean, it was like a little tiny field with half of the field having some seating. It's night and day of when I went.
Kurt Signetti, I believe his name was. Now at Indiana. I think they're in the top 10 too. So what did JMU prepare you for business-wise?
So I actually am going to come out with a book November 1st. And I say that because your question on college and education in general was really hard for me because I have ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, and learning disabilities, and got diagnosed in 4th, 5th grade. And so through elementary school, middle school, high school, college, I had to do a lot more studying, a lot more focus, and spend a lot more time than everyone else did to sort of achieve, graduating. And so I first went to Tidewater Community College here in Hampton Roads, got an associate's degree in business administration. And in the state of Virginia, with a 2-year associate's degree, you can transfer all the credits. So 2 weeks before JMU or school started, I decided, I'll give it a shot. Let me go to JMU. What I found was, although my major was business management administration, my concentration was in hospitality and tourism management. And that's sort of that entertainment side of things. That's hotel, country club management, that's restaurant management, and that's, a people person type of, specific industry. And so I felt really good in that environment because you're basically always entertaining for people in that environment. So that aspect was really fun for me. And I really enjoyed it. Was it too much?
Oh, Tim's got jets flying, I bet. So this is
that I do.
The tag team doesn't work in this case. Okay.
Yeah. Typically, well, my mute when I mute, that's my sign, and then I forget to unmute, and then we get to go through that embarrassing part.
Yes. Well, we all forget to mute, unmute, whatever.
I need to restate it.
Is JMU the biggest party school in Virginia?
So way back when it was an all-girls school, and the ratio is still about 3 to 1. And there are most colleges are known for partying. I don't know if I would call them.
It just seems like JMU, like it seems like they always seem to be on the rankings in terms of party schools, certainly, and they travel well. The Dukes travel well wherever they go. My daughter just graduated last year from JMU.
It's a big party school. I think Radford is up there too, though.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
It's not a professional party school though. There's only one of those.
I mean, they're not burning couches and that kind of thing, but
yeah.
Must be West Virginia University or something.
Yep. That's it. Okay, so what's the book about?
The book is called Hidden Power, and it's a memoir-style book about transforming ADHD, ADD, dyslexia, and learning disabilities into a superpower. And so it takes everyone through all of the trials, tribulations, and things that I dealt with in my own personal life. And each chapter opens up with a quote, sort of an inspirational quote, and each chapter ends with a rewind section that calls out different tips, tools, techniques to use in their own life that may help them understand more of how to hone in that ADHD brain. And so the goal there is just that everyone who has it, which is a lot that fits in that realm, that they're not alone. There's plenty of others that are out there that have it, and you can be successful. You can enjoy what you do. You can enjoy what you're passionate about. You just have to know how to structure and hone in that super fast mind that they have.
I dig that. I like that. Is dyslexia the one where you read the backwards?
Yeah. Mine's mostly with numbers every now and then, and sometimes just letters of words. But again, I sort of train my mind. I still have it. Obviously, you never don't have it. You never don't have ADHD anymore. Oh, I grew out of it. But it's less. It's less now.
Got it.
yeah, I do think that that's interesting because I do think that leverage their way, it is a superpower, and knowing how to utilize it the right way. I guess that's not the right way of saying it, but I do think it's a superpower that.
Well, it allows me, and I talk about this in the book, it allows me, between running 2 companies now and 3 daughters, and I have 70 children, right? My team, my employees, to pivot very easily. And because of that ADHD mind, if let's say I'm reviewing financials and somebody pops in, somebody has a question, because of my mind, I can pivot, step away from that, and totally focus because of that mindset on exactly what they're talking about. 110%, get it done, knock it out, find a solution, work with them on it, and then boom, pivot right back to where I was. And that's part of the superpower. It takes a long time to do that though, because before I knew how to hone it in, I would get completely distracted. I'd be all over the place because that would happen, and I'd go to the squirrel, shining star, and I'd go over there, and then I'd go over here, and then I'd go over here, and then I'd be like, well, what was I doing? And I'm super inefficient. And so it talks a lot about being efficient with that mindset as well.
I know that very well. Tim knows that, with us knowing each other for as long as we have. I'm the craziest squirrel out there.
Oh yeah, and the thing that that's the deal with like Innovate Hampton Roads in terms of that makes things interesting is like, hey, we're working on the Startup World Cup. Hey, we're working on Tech Night. Hey, we're working on Star Peninsula. We're doing this. We're doing that. So we're constantly bouncing from one thing to the next, and so from that standpoint, it serves us well. The only time that it gets a little interesting is like I'm deep on this thing, and then Zach will have a question about another thing, and then I'd have to like step back, take focus away from this, and then go on to that thing. But I mean, it's just I mean, again, just leveraging the fact that you don't have to do this. You're not looking at the same spreadsheet for 8 hours, 9 hours a day. That you can, if you want to get focused on this thing, then you can focus on that thing, and then once you're bored with that, you can go to something different.
Yeah. So some of the inspiration for the book was my middle daughter has ADHD, the one that caught the ball, Sienna, that's 10. And when we did 2 years of testing and doctors, because I didn't want to throw her on Adderall or Ritalin, I experienced that. I took it for a few years when I was super young. It made me somebody different, even the lowest dose. And we finally put it on her for 3 months, or put her on it for 3 months, and she was changed. She was on the lowest dose possible, totally changed who she was. And so I had to work with her, knowing the brain and mind that she has, on all the things that she would get upset about, frustrated about, angry about. And I sort of wrote it as a legacy for her and my kids. But again, also I'm going to use it as a speaking engagement, a way to get speaking engagements to spread the word. So more people are aware of not only how to utilize it, but the people that don't have it, the people that have it, how they can be a strong asset to their business, to their whatever their life, has in it. And so that was a big time inspiration for me of why I wanted to do it. I don't want to do it for money. I want to do it for awareness, and I want to do it to spread the word and leave something for my children.
Yeah. I mean, with that, assuming that you can build the right team around you, I think that it serves well in the entrepreneurship category because you wear so many different hats. I think, having the caveat to build that team around you so that they can finish the last portion of the execution of whatever needs to be buttoned up is buttoned up. But I think entrepreneurship and ADD or ADHD, serves well.
Yeah.
They're BFFs. That's what you're saying, Tim?
Yeah. I think that so many people look at it the wrong way, that they look at it as a weakness as opposed to how can I leverage this as a strength.
I have this, my wife says this. And so it's kind of going back to what you are saying, Tim. It's like, don't be defined by any challenge that you have. And that challenge could be like any of the things that you have, JJ, or it could be something super serious, like being bound to a wheelchair or something like that. Like, a lot of people allow that to define them. And then when you hear some of these stories where people are doing like some super wild stuff while having that challenge, it's like, oh, it's really cool that they didn't allow that to keep them down, if you will. So I think that's cool.
Back, yeah.
Well, as a guy who's written a couple books myself, look forward to reading yours and figuring out how to take this craziness that is my brain and turn it into a superpower. It'll be fun.
Good. I'm glad you'll be one of the many that want to read it first. I'll send it your way.
I have the 5-day ADHD where I'll have a conversation and then I'll stop it and then I'll restart it without giving some context, mostly to my wife. She hates this, I'm sure. And then she's like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, oh yeah, hold on, context.
Yeah. Well, my deal is
almost every day with me with my wife.
Like mentally, I finish the conversation. I just don't do it physically. The words don't come out of my mouth, and I'm like,
or you think they
what
do?
Do you mean? So
I said that already.
Right? I know I did.
So, okay, you got Attorney Live. That's a couple years old. We learned about that at the World Cup. You also have Legal Resources. How do you juggle both of those things?
Sure. So my father started Legal Resource in 1991. Came up with the idea after being in the cable industry for 15 years, had been to some conferences, learned about it, knew about it, and started it up. And I've been, out of the 34 years, a part of growing it and scaling it over the last 19 years. Over those 19 years, call it the last 12 years, I've built a team of our department heads and our executives and leaders and coached, mentored, worked with them diligently for almost 12 years to make sure that they can manage each one of their own departments. Obviously can plug into me, but it allowed me to have more time to take on a sort of a full-time position to start Attorney Live. If I hadn't invested that time and been patient and done all those things the right way, there's no way I would have been able to effectively, or maybe even at all, start Attorney Live. And that's what allowed me to do that. And that's been a fun challenge too. My father hasn't been in the company in a long, long time, but we just took it, to a whole different level. And that's where the ADHD honestly came back into play as well. Because I was thinking 10 steps beyond what anyone else was thinking. They thought I was a little crazy, but here we are today, one of the largest legal providers for employee benefits in the country, nationwide. And that allowed me the time and energy that I spent building that to now spend a good amount, if not the majority of my time with Attorney Live. So
going full circle, back to the Whoop tracking sleep. you're juggling a lot of things. What's the right number of sleep for you to feel good when you wake up in the morning?
It says 8 hours, and I've read so many different things that say 6 to 7.
Yeah.
8 hours seems like a lot. I don't know how I could do that in my life. I'm shooting for 7.
You shoot for 7?
Yeah.
I mean, some people, I give them all the credit in the world that if they only need 5 or 6, I mean, it's like more power to them. I need more than that.
I got 8 hours. I got 8 hours and 30 minutes. At least the last 3 days. 8:44 last night.
Wow, I need some more of you.
But see, this is also one of the things that, like, I'm wondering, like, okay, so is my Garmin lying to me?
Because you're wearing it at night, obviously. So
yeah, I don't take it off.
Yeah.
The only time I ever take it off is to charge it. And I guess the Whoop now has a charging on mechanism.
Yeah, you can slide it on top of it and it'll recharge it. Yep. I
used to sleep a decent amount, and then we got blackout blinds, and now it's a crazy sleep. So, like, I used to wake up with the sun, and I don't anymore, and that's why the number is a little higher. It's I recommend it and don't recommend them at the same time. Blackout.
Well, the thing that makes it really tough, is like mattress cover, blackout blinds, white noise machine. That gets to the point where you can't travel because you can't travel with all that stuff. And then you're in a hotel and you're like
wide awake.
Well, yeah, because it's just not the normal environment that you're used to. But
the way you fix that is you go down to the local pub, you have a couple cocktails, couple beer, couple
but then you look at your Whoop data or your Oura Ring data, and you're like, man, my resting heart rate was like 20% higher.
And we know why, so we can put an asterisk by it, and we just know it was that one time in Harrisonburg, and it's all okay.
Yeah.
There's plenty of those nights at Harrisonburg. Yes.
What was the go-to spot back then in downtown Harrisonburg?
Calhoun's was a big one, which I believe is no longer there. Dave's Taverna was another one that we frequented. Awesome hamburgers, great cocktails, and there was a club. It wasn't a club, but it was in a strip mall, and it was the club.
Thank you for saying mall after that. I was wondering where we're going with that.
Strip mall. I forget what it's called, but that was a big hangout, and it was dancing, and that was a pure bar and dancing.
Huh. That
and of
was
course,
not
sorority, fraternity parties, those things, which I DJ'd at, by the way. Yeah.
I think
mostly sorority DJing.
Doing the darties.
Yeah.
What's that?
The day party.
That's how JMU opens up the first day of back to school.
A party?
Oh yeah.
West Virginia provides all of their students free beer and a concert on the opening day of school. So
wow.
Y'all can have your darties. Y'all can have your darties. But I saw Kanye West that day in 2004.
Wait, they didn't have him come there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. West Virginia.
I don't remember it. I don't remember it at all. That was a wild day.
There's some good songs about West Virginia. Oh, West Virginia, coming home. Something. Help me out, guys.
No, you keep trying.
Yeah, that's my thing. A lot of times, if when the musician at the local whatever watering hole that we're at in whatever city, I'll usually send a little clip to Zach.
Country roads take me home.
Thank you. That's it. West Virginia. That's what I was sort of trying to say.
It's okay. Allegedly, that is not a song about West Virginia. It's about Western Virginia. That's what some people like to try to say. Unclear.
So really quick, since you brought up universities, one for Attorney Live, we are getting ready to approach all the state universities in Virginia to start with a student plan for Attorney Live. So think of this. You're a parent, right, Tim? Your kid just graduated. You're a parent. You're sending your kids off to school. Imagine if part of the tuition, which you wouldn't even notice, it would be a blurb on your radar, had the mobile app included in the tuition. Meaning if you're there and they're renting, an apartment or whatever it may be, or they get a speeding ticket or traffic ticket or infraction, They now have the mobile app through their college and university to schedule consultation with an attorney on demand. Gives the parents a lot of peace of mind knowing that if they're realistic, their kids are going to do some things in college, and at least they have the attorney lab mobile app there. So we're going to be pitching that to schools to embed
this is
their tuition.
Here's an interesting use case for you.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So daughter, JMU, parent, she was out one night with a group of friends. One of the friends had a lot too much to drink, and this person passed out in the bushes, only to be found by the Harrisonburg Police Department. Parents wake up in the middle of the night, happen to look at the location of their child, and like their location is at the Harrisonburg jail, and that would be a good use case. You can just hit the old attorney live and say, Junior's in trouble.
Okay. Hold on.
Right.
Hold on. We have got to ask this question. Are we talking about your daughter?
No.
Okay.
You would have absolutely not.
His
Had that been the case, that would have been, I think it was, they all lived in the same apartment complex. But yeah, you would have certainly heard about that if that was.
I was going to be disappointed if I didn't hear about it yet.
No, yeah.
I think we all have some story like that.
Well, think about landlord disputes. A lot of the kids that are renting, the landlords that own the properties, they're having security deposit disputes all the time.
Right. And like the number of kids that they pack up on these patios on these apartment complexes, like, that is far exceeding any weight capacity. Yeah, they're on these decks.
You mean like a deck?
Yeah.
That's why they drop.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's a lot of videos on the internet about whether or not this deck was poorly built or not. And I'm not, I don't go to deck parties. I ain't trying to fall.
No, I think, what else is on the roadmap?
Well,
can you share?
Because of that wild mind, the end of this year is going to be a good finish to the year for Attorney Live, and then 2026 we're just have a lot in the cooker for hockey sticking and being super, super productive and scalable for all the things that we set up. But I also, back when before organic was a thing and all natural was in stores, and so I'm talking 2003, which none of that existed. I had a fast food concept called Fit Bites, which is healthy food made fast. Cliche. And so that is on the radar in the next few years to talk to some franchisee experts that are local in Hampton Roads. You both know one of them. The name of his restaurant is spelled backwards. He spells it backwards. That's his name. And it is probably looking for that opportunity to build out a few local healthy fast food restaurants here in the Virginia Beach / Hampton Roads market. That's one of them.
What kind of food?
So it's on the go, right? It's all drive-through. It's only drive-throughs, 2 drive-throughs, maybe 3. Egg white wraps with green peppers and mushrooms and onions and low-fat cheese. If they do cheese, everything is on the go, so it won't spill when you're in the car. English muffin, egg white with turkey sausage and chicken sausage, and all the healthy options you could think of, like the salads in the bowls to go that have spinach or the super greens. And there's a lot of these out there, right? There's like kava, I guess you could put in there, chipotle salads, which I'm not sure if we have any of those franchises here. Clean Eats, which is sort of local here. But there's no like fast food. There's no Chick-fil-A that you can go to that you can get really good quality, fast, healthy food. And I actually wrote letters to Michelle Obama when she was on that big kick back then. There was a guy on a TV show that was going around to the schools to try to help their school systems have better menus. So anything you can imagine that's healthy that you've seen somewhere out there, all in one fast drive-through.
healthy.
Well, and it's interesting. Other end of the spectrum, yeah, all the new Dunkins that are going in that are all the drive-through. I mean, the footprint is so much smaller, and that the only option is to get it through the drive-through. And it seems that, I mean, they're popping up all over the place.
Isn't the Great Neck Starbucks just a simple drive-through?
Yep, right in the corner there.
I think there's a gourmet gang that is like that too somewhere.
Down in Independence.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, smaller footprint. As long as you can get it done, get it done. I was saying healthy because, you know, like healthy is like, I feel like it's a subjective word. Like, what is healthy? Like, now we're learning that seed oils are the devil. You know, it's like, hey, like, what's good and what's bad? You know, today this is okay.
From other countries, apparently, because we put dyes and everything else in our foods here. And I don't know.
It's probably true. What's something we eat? What's something you want to talk about that you want to talk? Jesus. What's something that you want to talk about that we haven't talked about?
Leaders in America today.
Okay.
I think that all executives, CEOs, presidents of companies need a reset. And what I mean by that is how they work in their culture and how they communicate with their employees and how they interact on a day-to-day basis with their staff. And what I mean by that is I've been on a few other podcasts and I talk about it a little bit in my book. But I think they need to reset and think about what they originally started this business or why they're in this position. Maybe they didn't start the business. Maybe they just became through the rankings president or CEO. It's a simple concept, but a lot of companies in America that I've studied, big and small, make the mistake of shareholders and profits. And it's the reverse. It's employees first, and the shareholder and profits come after that because you're taking care of employees, you're mindful of them, you're sensitive to them, you're doing things for them that end up translating into profits for your business. And I just think there's so much going on in the world, and especially in companies, and trying to keep up with the Jones and all of these different things that they're trying to add and include and market, that they forget who's really running their company. It's not them. They're the guide. They're the head cheerleader. It's the employees. The employees are the foundation that keeps the house up and standing. So that's just a really important topic for me for a lot. And I've also, the reason it became top of mind for me is because I've been told this multiple times by multiple industry leaders that you're a very different leader than anyone we've ever spoke to.
It reminds me of Jesse Cole, Fans First, and the Savannah Bananas, and how important all those pieces of the puzzle are. And Tim and I were able to go to the Banana Ball a couple months ago. But if you've ever read his book, it might be Fans First or something like that. But I do. It's it's a good read. I think he genuinely seems to care about the fans from his teammates. It's not worried about profits in the same way. And so it's like, oh, you can make a juggernaut by not being so greedy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, and it's amazing work. It just how companies change once they go public, and then they are beholden to the shareholder, and wow, it just culturally things change.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as a big wrestling fan, like I went to WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. I know how much those tickets were.
Mm-hmm.
Expensive, but not like now. So like what we paid for 100 level 2 years ago is now the nosebleed and double the price. It's like, damn, like y'all got crazy.
Yeah. Well, all the prices too, right? It's Kava, Chipotle, $18, $20 for something simple like a salad.
I went to Kava a couple months ago. I used to like it. And then they were like, it's $18. I said, I don't have anything special. They're like, yeah, it's how much it costs. I said, I'm out. Peace. Like,
yeah.
Take your employee meal. No, I ate it, but like,
yeah,
there was no drink, no double chicken, nothing like that. It's like, damn, it's ridiculous. Speaking of food, Tim.
Yeah. Is there, yeah, JJ, is there a food of the region? Zach and I have been on this quest to try to, since we don't have a professional sports team to like anchor us, to be known for, and then we're like, well, maybe if we don't have sports, we have buffalo chicken wings and we have Chicago deep dish pizza. It's like, is there a food of the region that we can hang our hat on? So that's what we close out each of our podcasts.
Could be the
with.
Maryland Orange Crush,
It
something
could
like
be
that.
the Virginia Beach Orange Crush.
Well, we are. I mean, Waterman's sort of founded that a little bit, right? In a way, in Virginia Beach, at least.
That I think that we need to die on that hill.
Yeah.
That Zach has heard me say. But yeah, is there a food of the region that we
Oh, geez, that's actually a really hard question. We have a bunch of great restaurateurs in Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, specifically in Norfolk, and probably all throughout. But that's where I tend to go, Norfolk and Virginia Beach. I hate to say pizza. That's cliche. We do have a lot of like ice cream shops and lollies and everything else. What's your food? What do you think it is?
Some people say that diversity
Yeah.
of foods. I call that a cop out. A lot of people say the Orange Crush. A lot of people will say white sauce at Mexican restaurants. I don't know that that's a food. That's more of like a condiment, but a dip.
What about? I mean, I know there's Maryland blue crab cakes, but like seafood.
Some people say seafood. Tim and I don't eat seafood, so we don't.
I would probably veer that way. Seafood. I mean, you've got Chicks, you've got Bubba's, you've got Dockside, you've got Waterman's, you've got all these restaurants, you've got Bowie 44, you've got all these restaurants by the water, on the water, and we're a beach town.
Yeah.
We're a casual town, casual beach business guys and women. Seafood. That's what it is, seafood, and I love seafood.
There you go. We figured it out, Tim. The food of the region is a food that we won't eat.
So we need to do a tagline: Virginia's for lovers and seafood lovers.
There you go. Look at you. Marketer of the year. Let's go.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, Mr. Ryan.
Well, no, I do. We have Tech Night coming up on October 9th, in which Attorney Live is a finalist in the emerging company category. So that was what I was getting at the beginning of the show, that JJ and Attorney Live on a little hot streak. So that's good to. Congratulations to you. Big thing that we're trying to do is, as the storytellers of the region, is just try to make people like founders like you known, these companies known, because we have there's too many well-kept secrets that we have in the region, and we want to shine light on those and make them secrets no more. So congratulations to you. I wish you the best of luck on October 9th. And, of all things to do on your wedding anniversary, JJ's going to take his wife to Tech Night.
The Tech Night.
I'm sure she's thrilled.
Well, and the thing is, if things work out the way that weather-wise, I'll be taking my wife to RVA Tech Night.
When is that?
September 30th. It was supposed to be tonight, but whether they moved it to September 30th. But now that we have a couple systems working their way up the coast, we'll see what happens on Tuesday.
I don't know what that means, but okay. Finalist startup to watch. Yeah. Exciting times. Attorney Live.
Okay. Emerging company startup to watch. My bad.
Similar.
JJ. The thing is, though, I'm glad that I don't know, because you know how many people are constantly calling me, like trying to get intel. It's like, I don't have any intel to share. I'm not the guy. So.
Really quick, what's the format of that? Meaning, how is the winner of each category chosen? Is it judges? Is it pre-select? Like, how does that
There was an awards committee that went through all of the applications, and then that was narrowed down. Of everything, that was narrowed down to 3 or 4, or some categories 5. And then of that, then they narrow that down to the winner. But
and there's one winner per like category.
Yeah,
y'all are winners
on the night. What? Oh, we're
Y'all
all
are
winners.
winners.
That
You're
sounds
all
like my
winners.
kids' soccer team. Everybody's
Yeah.
a winner.
There's a participation trophy for everybody. Let's
That's
go.
right. Hey, well, I
GJ,
just want to
appreciate-
say, yeah, thank you, Zach and Tim, and Innovate Hampton Roads for you guys including me in this and being a part of supporting, founders and entrepreneurs in the Hampton Roads region. It's been awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, JJ. Wish you the very best.